Somewhere above a thunderstorm tonight, a red flash taller than Everest will fire upward towards space, and almost nobody will see it. It is lightning, but it travels the wrong way, not down to the ground, up toward the edge of space. Scientists call these transient luminous events red sprites, blue jets, gigantic jets, and we only proved they existed by accident. But here is the strange part. Airline pilots had been reporting them for decades, and they were told they imagined it. Written sightings look twisted. Written sightings go back as far as 1886. For a century they stayed rumors, filed away as tired eyes at altitude. In 1925, a Nobel-winning physicist predicted electrical breakdown could happen high above thunderclouds. Almost nobody bothered to go looking. Then, in July 1989, everything changed. And it changed because a camera happened to be pointing the right way. Researchers at the University of Minnesota, led by John Winkler, were testing a low-light television camera before a rocket launch. They played the tape back and found two frames. Two bright columns of light towering above distant thunderheads in northern Minnesota. Nobody had a word for it, so they called it cloud-to-space lightning. Today we call it a sprite. And here is where it gets stranger. A sprite is not hot lightning. It is cold plasma, a glow, not a bolt. It behaves less like a thunderbolt and more like a fluorescent tube, thin air, racing electrons, and an enormous silent shimmer. The red color comes from nitrogen. Excited nitrogen molecules in that thin upper air fluoresce red, the way a gas discharge tube glows. Now the scale, because this is where people stop believing me. Sprites live roughly 50 to 90 kilometers above the ground. That is the mesosphere, above the weather, above the clouds, above the jet stream, in air that is nearly a vacuum. A single sprite can stand tens of kilometers tall. The jellyfish-shaped ones spread up to 50 kilometers wide and 50 tall. And yet you would almost certainly miss it, because the whole thing is over in a few thousandths of a second. They can shine about as brightly as Venus. Dark, adapted eyes catch them sideways, a flicker in the corner of your vision. What sets them off is a rare kind of lightning, unusually powerful, positive strokes, running from the cloud top to the ground. Nearly every sprite follows one of those positive strikes, blooming milliseconds later, tens of kilometers higher than the storm that triggered it. But sprites are not the biggest thing up there. Blue jets fire from cloud tops in narrow cones, reaching 40 or 50 kilometers. And then there are gigantic jets. They begin at the storm top, around 20 kilometers, and they simply keep going upward. 90 kilometers, 100. A gigantic jet reaches the lower ionosphere, briefly wiring a thunderstorm directly to the edge of space. That single discharge can carry a charge comparable to a strong cloud-to-ground lightning stroke, aimed at space instead of at us. There are even elves, vast, dim, expanding rings of light that can stretch 400 kilometers across, then vanish almost instantly. And here is the twist. This is not rare. Sprites are thought to flash somewhere on Earth roughly once every minute. Ordinary storm photographers catch them now, uploading their images to Spritacular, a NASA citizen science project built from backyard cameras. On July 3, 2025, astronaut Nicole Ayres looked down from the International Space Station as it crossed over Mexico. She photographed a red column above a glowing halo, posted it saying, "Just wow," and scientists confirmed a gigantic jet. Would you sit out all night hunting one? Tell me in the comments. The world is full of secrets. Go find one.